Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a really specific and honestly a super frustrating problem in the AV world. I like to call it the HDMI cliff.
Yeah.
You know the scenario, right?
Yeah.
You've got a pristine 4K source, this beautiful display, but they need to be in different rooms.
And you run that long cable and get nothing.
Exactly, just digital snow or a
Yeah.
black screen. So we're looking at a solution that claims it can bridge that gap. We're doing a deep dive on the specs of the NTI ST-C64K18GB-230C.
That is a serious mouthful of a model number.
It really is.
Let's just call it the NTI 4K extender. The whole mission of this hardware is, well, it's to cheat the physics that limit your standard HDMI cables.
Okay, so let's start right there with that limitation. Why can't you just go out and buy a 50-foot HDMI cable and just call it a day?
Well, you can try, but HDMI carries just a massive amount of data. For 4K at 60 frames a second, you need 18 gigabits of bandwidth.
Right.
Over a simple passive copper wire, electrical resistance just kills that signal. It starts to fade after, maybe 20 feet?
So the data literally just vanishes before it hits the screen.
It does. And this NTI device, it's a transmitter and receiver set. It takes that heavy HDMI signal and converts it to run over standard Ethernet cable.
So like the key T6 cable that's probably already in the walls.
Exactly. C6, 6A, even 7. And that's the big selling point. It turns your building's cheap network cabling into a high-fidelity video pipeline.
Okay, but conversion is usually a bit of a dirty word in AV. It makes me think of compression, or worse, lag. Am I losing image quality here?
According to their beta sheet, no. And that is the key thing. This unit supports the full 18 Gbps. It's creating a transparent pipe for Ultra HD 4K at 60 Hz with 4.4.4 chroma subsampling.
Let's pause on 4.4.4 for a second. We see that spec all the time. What does it actually mean for the person looking at the screen?
Think of it as perfect color accuracy, lower subsampling. It throws away some color information to save bandwidth.
And that's when text gets fuzzy.
Right, or colors look a bit washed out. 4.4.4 means every single pixel gets its own unique color data. It's uncompressed. Plus, it passes through HDR10 and audio like Dolby Digital and DTS.
So for all intents and purposes, it's a 230-foot invisible HDMI cable.
Pretty much.
But reading through the docs, that range isn't even the headline feature. It's something they call cascading.
Ah, yes. This is where it gets really interesting for, say, commercial setups or even huge homes. Most extenders are just point-to-point.
Start here and there, done.
Exactly. But this NTI system, it lets you daisy chain the receiver.
Wait, so the receiver has an output that goes to another receiver?
Correct. You can link up to 10 remote units in a row. Since each link adds another 230 feet, you can technically send that 4K signal up to 2,300 feet.
That's 700 meters. You're practically wiring a small stadium at that point.
You really are. And it creates a point-to-many setup. You could have screens down a massive hallway or across an airport terminal, all showing the same thing.
And the transmitter itself, the box at the source, has a loop output, right? So I don't lose my local monitor.
Yep. You can keep a screen right there at your desk while sending that same image half a mile away.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room with anything long distance, latency. If I'm daisy chaining 10 devices, is the person at the far end seeing the video, 3 seconds later?
NTI specifies 0 latency. Now, in pure engineering terms, there's always some processing time, but we're talking microseconds.
So for any human purpose, it's instantaneous.
For anything, even live presentations where lip sync is critical, yes, it's instant.
That brings up a practical point. If I'm at the end of that 2,300-foot chain and I want to pause the video, I'm not walking half a mile back to the source.
No, that would make the whole system unusable. They've built in bidirectional IR control. You just point your remote at the TV where you are.
And it sends the signal all the way back.
Shoots that IR command right back up the Ethernet line to the cable box or media player at the source.
That's essential. So what's the damage for this kind of setup?
The list price is $325 per set, that is.
That's steeper than just a long cable, sure, but for professional distribution, that's actually quite cheap.
It is, and when you factor in that it's fully HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2 compliant, so you can watch Netflix without handshake issues, it's a real professional tool.
So, to sum it all up, we're moving uncompressed 4K video over standard network cables with no delay over a potential distance of half a mile.
It just fundamentally changes where you can put your equipment versus where you put your audience. You're not tethered anymore.
It really decentralizes the entire display setup.
That's the big takeaway.
Here's a thought to leave you with then. If we can cascade synchronized, uncompressed video over that kind of distance with zero latency. How does that change the way we design immersive experiences? We're not just talking about putting a TV far away. We're talking about synchronizing digital art or signage on a massive, almost campus-wide scale.
It opens up some very, very creative doors.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll catch you on the next one.